Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lily. I am so happy you're here with me today. In today's video, I am going to do a flip through of 3 new fall inspired junk journals that I just finished making. Look at how beautiful this is. I love this fabric. It has all of the beautiful fall colors that I am loving right now. I took inspiration from the outside. Nature is absolutely beautiful, especially here in northern Utah. All of these colors right now are outside, live outside. It is gorgeous right now. So I made 3 more beautiful fall inspired junk journals. They are a single signature, but I will go through all of those details in just a moment. The 3 journals that I am going to show you are all very similar. So here is 2. And here is the 3rd one. All very similar. I will go through every single detail. Are you ready to get started? Let's go over to the Crafty Loft so we can take a look. See you there. Before I forget to mention, these beautiful journals are available in my Etsy shop, and I will have that link in the description area below. So you thought I was done with fall journals. You know, when I started making the fall journals, I really only was going to make 2 or 3, but I love these colors so much right now, and I know I've mentioned that so many times. This fabric is so pretty. It is a soft cover junk journal. It has 1 signature, beautiful floral design cotton fabric. I've done a zigzag stitch with some gold thread all the way around, and then I took my pinking shears and cut all around as well to give it that nice little detail. I like to use these large wide eyelets to thread this beautiful moss green double face satin ribbon. I love it so much. There are so many great details in this junk journal. And then, of course, each one will include one of my signature Little House envelope pockets. I will have so many videos in the description area below that relate to a lot of the things that I include in my junk journals. If you open the description area and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the links and little thumbnails to all of the videos that I referenced today. The inside is also lined with fabric, and this is one of my favorite fabrics. It's white cotton and it has a gold foil polka dot. Here is one of my signature Little House envelope pockets. I do have a video for you. These were so much fun to make. I used this wonderful window or door die. I love this so much, and I just created like this little fall scene. My little envelope house pockets are made from plain envelopes. Sometimes new, sometimes junk, but always some type of envelope. And these become floating pockets in my junk journals. I include one in every single journal that I have been making these last few years. And then I attach it to the very first page. Inside, I like to tuck in a journaling card, which I typically stamp with on watercolor or mixed media paper. And this is a vintage stamp. I'm just showing you the possibilities and what you can do with the journaling card. I'm showing you that I colored one for myself. It is stamped with black waterproof ink on either mixed media or watercolor paper. I love these little house pockets so much, and all of the colors coordinate so well. These have been so much fun to make. The large paper clip, I've added some trim, and then this really cute sunflower charm, which I've attached with a bulb pin. Sprinkled throughout the journal, I have added some beautiful journaling cards. Some of them or others are postcards like this one. Kind of all, the colors do coordinate. There is a special journaling card in these junk journals. They're kind of quirky, or it's a quirky little journaling card, and you'll see it as we as we flip the pages. These are really cute little junky clusters that I've just stapled to the edge to create a tuck spot. And I just took scrap papers and then combined them to create a little tuck spot. A lot of the papers that I use are scrapbooking papers, and also there's cotton linen paper, parchment paper, and also mixed media paper mixed in with all of the beautiful scrapbooking papers. I have added a vintage flashcard, and all I did to these, super easy to add some really fun detail. I added some fall themed rub-on transfers, and it just elevates the look of the flashcards. Love it so much. Pointing out that I also stamped a sunflower image throughout the papers, and this is an old, close to my heart sunflower stamp, just to kind of bring it all together. These were fun to make. These are envelope tuck spots. They're pockets and tuck spots. I used junk mail window envelopes for these. I also have a video, super easy, super fun, and it's a clever way to reuse your window junk mail envelopes. And then I die cut a few of these tags in the journal. I used a Tim Holtz die for this, and then that ribbon right there, it's a silk trim, a vintage silk trim. It has a little bit of discoloration, but it just shows that it is super old, and I had enough, just barely enough, to add to the tags in all three journals. So you'll see that as we move along. I love using random note papers to tuck into the tuck spots. The tuck spots here with the Rolodex die, these are so much fun. I used different pattern papers and lots of the leftover papers from the scrapbooking papers that I used to die cut this Rolodex. And then I just simply added some fun die cuts into the tuck spot. I also have an Amazon storefront where I show you a lot of the other products that I use throughout my junk journals as well. Another really cute cluster. Those were so much fun to make because I was able to take a lot of the little scrappy bits of paper and then just kind of cluster them together and simply staple them to the edge, and that makes a really nice tuck spot. Each journal will have two of these coin envelopes. I used a Tim Holtz die to create these. I've tucked in a really sweet little card in there with some scripture, really nice, and then embellished with some fall themed stickers. These journals are autumn and or fall themed, but you know, you can use these journals all year long. They're not just specifically for the fall. They're just a beautiful floral fall kind of theme, but they're meant for you to use all year long. Don't limit yourself to just the fall for these. They're just beautiful and can be used anytime. Here is this quirky, whimsical cat journaling card. I love these so much, and each journal will have a different one. I've had these in my stash for a minute. They are so much fun. Like the artist behind this, oh my gosh, really, two kittens just flying over a blue bird. Isn't that just so fun? And you'll see the others in the next two journals. They're different, but just as quirky, just as whimsical. And I think that they add a really nice humor to these junk journals. You know, life is too serious. We got to add some fun. Something that makes you smile and laugh into your junk journals. A second window envelope pocket with a couple of the tags. And then I'm going to take one of these note cards just to tuck it behind the pocket. I was hoping I didn't have to fold it, but it didn't quite fit. And it's a random note card from my stash, but the colors coordinate really well with the rest of the journal. So I'm just going to tuck it in there. You can always cut it in half and use as journaling cards. The envelopes you can always glue to your pages to create flip out pockets. Lots of blank pages so that you can write or art journal or do whatever it is you like. Here's a really cute paper clip in the shape of a cat. Don't ask me why I like to sprinkle kitten and cat things in my journals. I really do, though. I think it's just so cute. Just little surprise elements throughout the journal. Something completely unexpected. At least I think so. Makes it fun, makes it interesting. The second coin envelope contains some little sequins or little confettis in fall foliage, and those are so pretty. Those can also be used throughout your journal. The items that are included in the journal that are not permanently attached either by stapling or by gluing down can be used so many different ways, and it's giving you the opportunity to be creative with all of these little ephemera pieces, and you can use them within the journal or even use them, outside of junk journaling as well. This is the second journal, junk journal number 2, the Little House envelope pocket. Very similar. There may be slight variations with a little embellishments, but they're all pretty much the same. The papers throughout the journal are also very similar. Not exactly the same, all depending on what it is that I have in my stash. But they do all feature a bird theme postcard, a vintage flashcard. Also, I've also included some New York Botanical Garden postcards in there, and you'll see that one in just a moment. These die cuts and cut aparts, lots of fall themed stickers added as embellishments, and the cards as well. And here's more of that beautiful vintage silk ribbon, and you can kind of see the variation in color. It's probably sun bleached, who knows what it's gone through, these last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know how old it is, but I do know it is pretty old. And in some areas it looks kind of peach and then pink, but I love that color variation. And then this is the postcard. It is a New York Botanical Garden postcard, just beautiful. And these, I took inspiration, like I mentioned earlier, from what's going on outside right now in nature. And nature is so beautiful, and not just during this time of the year, but throughout the year. So many changes go on outside, and I just embrace it all. I love the first thing in the morning. What I really, really love to do when I get that first cup of coffee, I step out onto my front porch and I go outside, take a deep breath, and just admire the outside, the beautiful mountain views, all of the beautiful trees outside. It's just gorgeous. Oh, here is the second little whimsical cat card. They're all just sitting around the table eating pizza and playing their guitars. Tell me that makes sense, but it is so stinking cute. I love the way that this artist has kind of created such a whimsical design with these cats doing the most random things. I just love that so much. So I sure hope that these little cat cards bring a smile to your face, and make you giggle a little bit. Oh, I love these so much. And here we go to the third junk journal. You can see they're all very similar. Beautiful. That green ribbon has been my absolute favorite. I love it so much. And so I'm very lucky that I still had a lot of the same things that I could use in these journals, making them very, very similar. The designs, again, a little bit different. But putting these together was so much fun. Working with a few of the vintage elements. I don't have a lot of vintage things. I have a few, but not a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I also like to make a lot of my own ephemera. For a while there, I was feeling FOMO. I would see some of the other creators with such amazing vintage ephemera. And I do my best to go out and really hunt, treasure hunt for all of these vintage items. And I was getting serious FOMO. FOMO stands for the fear of missing out. But then I realized that I can make a lot of my own things and have them be unique and different and sprinkle those in my junk journals. And so I no longer have FOMO. I do appreciate all of the wonderful creators that use a lot of great old elements and ephemera into their junk journals. That is amazing. And when I do come across vintage items, I feel so lucky. And especially being able to, sprinkle a few of these vintage things into my junk journals. But making embellishments and creating your own handmade ephemera, that is also so much fun. It's unique and it becomes a reflection of your personality to be able to spread your own handmade work in your junk journal. So don't get FOMO like I do sometimes. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these compared to the other junk journals that I made. I know they're kind of similar, especially with all of the ephemera bits that are within the journal, including the scrapbooking papers. But the covers are a little bit different. I do love the fabric on this one and bringing in all of those beautiful colors from the fall season. I just love it. Look at this little card. Oh my gosh, this little cat card. He's a one-man band. Kind of reminds me of Oktoberfest, but look at this cat. I just can't get enough of these journaling cards, so I hope they bring you joy. Because they make me laugh every time I see them. I love these so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Super quick, super fun flip through video. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I do have a couple more videos coming up this week that are fall related. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you being here. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. You guys take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.